Hi, I'm Laurie, and welcome to your Yoga Strengthen, Stretch, and Flow. Today we're going to begin lying on your mat, so go ahead, find your way there. Grab a hold of the backs of the hamstrings, and then just let it go all the way down until the neck's the last thing to come onto the mat. Soles of the feet come together, and just let the knees just gradually fall out to the side, letting gravity do its work. And if you need to, you can always place a block under the knees. Let the eyes close and soften. Let the back, especially the lower back, just melt into the mat as well. So right now it is quarantine, shutdown, lockdown time, and different emotions are feeling us, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you guys. I'm just kind of in a low place today, and that happens. It's happened before. And sometimes we find ourselves in a low place and just feeling down and feeling like we are running on fumes. And we just really, today, I'm giving myself this time that my body and my mind just need. I need this practice probably more than you, or maybe equally so. But let's just give ourselves this time to just be, to just let it go, to do what we need to do what our bodies need to do. Sometimes we have to face the good and the bad and then just let it go. And on those bad days, like today, it's just one foot in front of the other. You just got to keep going. You just have to keep going. And today's practice is going to be just one pose at a time. This is your time, so make the best out of it. If you find a spot where you want to hold and chill, by all means do it. This is your practice. Let's do whatever we want. Today, it's going to feel good. Make whatever other intention you want to make, but that's my intention today. All right, start to let the eyes flutter back open. Fill up the entire rib cage with that 360 inhalation breath. And then on the exhale, let's activate the core by drawing that belly button up and in towards the spine. You'll feel some activation in the pelvic floor, which is part of your core as well. Let's repeat that. Inhaling, filling up the rib cage. Exhaling, drawing it up and in. You'll come to a slight posterior tilt. Once more, inhale. Exhale, activate the core. Nice. Bring the knees into the center, grab a hold of the left knee, bring it on in towards the left armpit, and start to give yourself circles with the left knee. And then let's reverse those circles. Big hug in towards the armpit, and let this right knee fall open to the right side. Let's hold here, the pose, not the breath. Big deep inhale. As we exhale, let's switch. Right knee goes in towards that right armpit. Give yourself some nice gentle circles. And then go counterclockwise or just reverse the circles. Inhale, big hug up towards the armpit. As you exhale, let that left hip just open up and melt. Nice. All right, both knees, hug them in towards the chest. Feel some lengthening take place at the sacrum, and then give yourself big, enormous circles with the knees now, even massaging the low back. Whew. When you're ready, reverse those circles again. Then hug both knees in towards the chest. Real big hug. Soles of the feet go to the sky. Grab a hold of the outer blades of the foot, and then just give yourself a gentle rock side to side. Now let's open up the hips even more. Inhale, draw the knees in towards the armpits. As you exhale, open up the hips. Feel the lengthening take place along the lower back, opening up, giving yourself this time to just release. One big deep inhale. As we exhale, bring the feet back to the mat. Let's go with internal rotation of the hips. So let this right knee just fall to the inside. Bring the left foot on top of the right knee and gently guide it down. A lot of the times we'll stretch and bring those hips in external rotation. A lot of the times we'll leave out this little internal rotation, which is very important as well. Big deep inhale. As we exhale, let's just switch sides. Inhale to place, exhale to release. Inhale it back up to center. Grab a hold of the right leg or the back of the right hamstring. Dorsiflex at this right ankle and just bring that right quad in towards the chest. You can keep this left foot planted, or if you'd like to, start to extend it long along the mat. Big deep inhale. As we exhale, let's open up that hip. So bring the right foot off and over to the right. Keep both hips onto the mat. Inhale back to center. As we exhale, bring the right foot towards the left side of the mat, feeling it more along the IT band. Hold here. Inhale, draw the leg in. As we exhale, replant that hip and just hold. Feel the lengthening effect along that right leg, right IT band and hamstring. Big deep inhale. As we exhale, release the right foot towards the mat. Grab a hold of the left hamstring, dorsiflex at the ankle, and just feel the lengthening along the hamstring take place. One big deep inhale. Then if you'd like to, on the exhale, release the right leg long. Inhale this left foot off and over to the left. Exhale, hold. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, left foot off and over to the right. Exhale, pull it in. We're going to hold here for one round of breath. And as we exhale, hug both knees in towards the chest. Give yourself those big expansive knee circles to the right. And then reverse it to the left. All massaging that low spine, sacrum area. And then reverse the grip to the hamstrings and give yourself a couple rolls up. So just think of this as massaging the spine, just letting the mat do its thing. Let's do this twice more. Once more. And then on the next roll, come all the way up, cross the ankles, hinge forward, and come to a nice tabletop position. Inhale, fill up the entire rib cage. Exhale, draw that deep belly button up and in. Extend this right leg long, square off the hip. Inhale, top of the head reaches forward. As we exhale, lift the heel up towards the sky, engage the glute. Inhale to tap. Exhale to lift. Inhale to tap. Exhale to strengthen. Hold here. Cross this right foot off and over to the left side of the mat. And then make a banana shape with the body looking over the left shoulder. Big side body stretch. Inhale back to center. Place this right foot back where it once was and just shift the weight back, feeling a nice stretch along the right calf. Exhale, go a little bit deeper. This time as we inhale, curl the left toe under, lift the left knee off, and shoot it back to a mini down dog. So we're not going there just yet, but just intensifying the stretch along the right calf a little bit more. Inhale, ripple it back down. Right knee goes beside the left and make those big expansive hip circles. This time shifting the weight into the hands and then back towards the hips. Let's reverse those circles, go the other way. And bring it to a complete stop. Inhale, left leg long, square off the hips. Exhale. Inhale, top of the head forward. Exhale, engage the glute, lift the heel up. Big squeeze of the glute. Inhale to tap. Exhale to strengthen. Inhale, tap. Exhale to strengthen. Cross this left foot off and over to the right side of the mat and look over the right shoulder to your left toes. Make a huge banana shape position with the body. Big deep inhale. As we exhale, undo the twist, left leg comes back to center. And then just shift the weight back into that left calf. Nice. Inhale, curl the right toe under. As we exhale, come to that mini down dog. Just really feeling it along the back of the left calf. One more deep inhale. As we exhale, both knees go beside each other. Start to make those big expansive hip circles. Going one way. And let's reverse those circles, go the other. Bring it back to a neutral tabletop position. Inhale, spine long. Exhale, re-engage the core. On your next inhale, bring the right knee towards the right elbow. And then return to center. Let's do that twice more. Right knee, right elbow. Return to center. Right knee, right elbow, return to center. This time bring it to the right elbow and hold before releasing the right foot to the outside of the right hand, and just bring that left knee back a little bit before opening up to our first very gentle lizard. So barely going over onto the outside of that right foot. Just start to twist the heart towards the right side. Very gentle lizard, almost like a half lizard. Big, deep, expansive inhale throughout the rib cage. As we exhale, bring this right hand back to the mat. Right foot goes back to the mat. On the next inhale, curl the left toe under. Exhale, left knee comes off. Inhale to tap. Exhale to lift. Inhale to tap. Exhale to lift once more. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. Inhale, top of the head forward. As we exhale, deep belly button draws up and in as we send this right leg back to a plank. Release the knees wide, toes go together, send it back, child's pose. A few rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, ripple back to that tabletop position. Let's do the other side. First, let's re-engage. Inhale, top of the head forward. Exhale, deep belly button goes up and in. Nice. Inhale, left knee, left elbow. Exhale, return. Inhale, engage. Exhale, return. Inhale, engage. Little mini crunch. Exhale, return. This time, bring it to the left elbow and hold before releasing the left foot to the outside of the left pinky. Curl the right toe under. Lift the right knee off. Just send it back a hair before bringing it back to that mini lizard. Opening up to the left. Gently rolling over onto the outer blade of the left foot, easing into this pose. Big, deep, expansive inhale throughout the rib cage. As we exhale, bring the sole of the foot back to the mat. Left hand goes back to the mat. Curl the right toe under. Inhale. As we exhale, lift. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. One more time. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift and hold. Inhale, top of the head long. As we exhale, deep belly button goes up and in. As we send it back to a plank, release the knees wide, toes go together, child's pose. A few rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, bring it back to that tabletop position. Bring the hands about 6 inches forward, fingertips wide. Inhale, top of the head forward. Exhale, deep belly button up and in as we shoot back to our first full down dog of the day. Keep a slight bend in the knees. And when you're ready, start to walk your dog out one leg at a time. Feeling a nice sensation along the posterior chain of the body. Both heels reach towards the mat. On your next inhale, look up at the hands and then walk the feet forward. Grab opposite elbow, opposite hand, and give yourself a nice gentle sway side to side. Give yourself some yeses and nos with the head. And then bring all swing to a complete stop. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reverse swan, dive it up, little back bend by looking up at the hands. And then as we exhale, swan, dive forward, go right into it. Once we get about halfway, full forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, let that head hang a little bit deeper. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step it back to a plank before releasing the knees down to the ground. Inhale, top of the head forward, shift the upper body forward. As we exhale, elbows hug in tight, coming into a little modified chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra, heart reaches forward, draw the shoulder blades back. Then as we exhale, curl the toes under and shoot those hips up and back, downward facing dog. That was our first vinyasa of the day. A little modified version. You are always welcome to stay right there. Pedal out the heels. Both heels reach towards the mat. Inhale, look up at the hands, bend the knees, float or walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, root to rise, reverse swan, dive it up. And on the exhale, swan dive down, going right into it. Let that head hang nice and heavy. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Let the head hang even heavier. Bend the knees so much so that you can plant the palms. Step it back into a plank position, core engaged. Inhale, top of the head forward. Exhale, elbows hug in tight, chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra. Let the quads rest, draw the chest forward. And on the exhale, curl the toes. Send those hips up and back, downward facing dog. This time, drive the chest a little bit closer towards the quads and feel the intense stretch along the backs of the hamstrings and back of the calves. Inhale, look up at the hands. As we exhale, float or walk to the top of your mat, flat back. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reverse, swan dive it up. And on the exhale, swan dive forward, hinge from the hips, lead with the chest, and then let that head hang heavy. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, head's hanging a little bit heavier. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step it back into a plank. Inhale, top of the head forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale for upward dog. This time, try to find space underneath the legs by pressing into the tops of the feet. And on the exhale, curl the toes, send those hips up and back, downward facing dog. On the next inhale, look up at the palms, bend the knees, float or walk to the top of your mat. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reverse, swan dive it up. And on the exhale, full forward fold, hinge from the hips, chest is lifted. Then we let it hang heavy. Inhale, flat back. On the exhale, the head's hanging even deeper. Bend the knees so much so that we're planting the palms. Take it back to that plank. We're flowing. Inhale, forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. This time, if you would like, on the exhale, one push-up to downward facing dog. Release right here. Pedal out the heels left and right one more time. Both heels reach towards the mat. Inhale, left toes to the sky, and on the exhale, stack the hips open. Inhale, bend at this left knee and reach the left toes to the right side of the room. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to bend. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to bend. Inhale, straighten, square off the hips, look up at the hands, and bring the foot in between the hands. Stay into this low lunge. Bring the right hip forward, left hip back, and start to sink. Bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot and just let the inside of the right foot come down to the mat and feel a big stretch along the right hip and right groin. Coming into Skandasana, inhale, right arm reaches up. On the exhale, bring it down. Start to walk it towards the other side, bending at the right knee, straightening the left. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, bring it down. Let's walk it back over. Inhaling to walk. Exhale, release. Inhale, bring this right hand down and bring the left hand behind you until you can bring your glutes to the ground. Left sole of the foot goes to that right inner thigh. Open up the chest to meet me. Inhale, left arm reaches up and over, side body stretch, grounding through that left sits bone, opening up the shoulder. And on the exhale, cartwheel this arm, press through the palm, reach it up, gate pose, right arm reaches long, side body stretch. Let's repeat that. Inhaling, lengthening the left side of the body. Exhale, bring it up and over. Nice work. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, float it over, gate pose. On the next inhale, collapse at the right shoulder, bring both hands in front of you, just walk it over. Inhale, left arm reaches up towards the sky. On the exhale, thread the needle, bring the left hand underneath the right and let that left ear just melt. And then send the hips back even more. Where you can stay lifted. If you send that left glute back to the left heel, it will intensify the stretch. We'll be here for a few rounds of breath. On the next inhale, press through this right forearm, left hand reaches up, and then bring it back down. Walk the hands over to meet this right foot, and then square off the legs. Inhale, top of the head forward. Exhale, just let the upper body melt over that right leg, feeling a nice intense stretch along the right hamstring. On the next inhale, bend at this right knee, bring both hands to the inside of the right foot, and then open back up into your lizard. This time taking it a hair deeper, twisting from the upper body, and sinking that left hip. If you'd like to take it one step further, inhale, right arm reaches up and over, and then bend at the left knee, grabbing hold of the outside of this left foot. Gentle stretch here. You can always just release that left foot. Big deep inhale, opening the chest. And on the exhale, bring both hands to the inside of that right foot. Curl the left toes under, lift the left knees off, send that right leg back, forward flowing. Inhale, top of the head forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, push up. Downward facing dog. Nice work. Pedal out the heels, right and left. Both heels reach towards the mat. Inhale, left toes to the sky. Open up the hips and bend at this right knee, reaching the right toes towards the left side of the room. Inhale to straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale to bend. Inhale, straighten, then square off. On the exhale, bring that foot in between the hands and bring that right hip back, left hip forward. Re-engage and then start to release. Top of the head is reaching forward too. If you need a block, grab a block. If not, you're on the palms or you're tenting at the fingers. Breathe into that left hip and right glute. On the next inhale, bring both hands to the inside of the right foot. Take a quarter turn to the left and then release it. Really feeling a nice stretch along that left inner thigh, left groin area. You can be right here. You can be up here. It is up to you. Inhale, left arm reaches up, opening at the chest for our Skandasana. Release it down. Nice. Inhale to walk. Exhale to release. Inhale to walk. And exhale, release. Inhale, bring this left hand back. Bring this right hand behind the right leg and just guide yourself down to a nice seat. Right sole of the foot coming to that left inner thigh, keeping the right sits bone grounded. Inhale, left, right arm reaches up and over. Side body stretch, opening up the chest. And on the exhale, reach it up and over, gate pose, side body stretch, nice long line from the left fingertips to the left toes. Inhale. Exhale, extend. Grow a little bit longer. Inhale, reach it up and over. Exhale, grow. Inhale, reach it up and over. Exhale, grow. On the next inhale, let this left hand find the ground and walk it towards the center. Inhale, right fingertips towards the sky. And on the exhale, thread the needle, letting the right ear find the ground. And then send that right hip back towards the glute, intensifying the stretch. Breathe into it. We should be feeling it along the right hip and that left inner thigh, left hip as well. On the next inhale, press through this left palm. Right arm reaches towards the sky. And exhale, bring it down. Walk the hands in towards the left foot. Inhale, spine long. And exhale, little half split. Hamstring stretch. Left hip back, right hip forward. And just let the upper body melt. On the next inhale, start to walk the hands forward, bending at the left knee. Hands go to the inside of the left foot. And then on the exhale, open up into that nice gentle lizard. We're going a little deeper this side than before. You can always stay right here if you'd like to take it one step farther. Inhale, left arm reaches back and then hinge at the right knee, grabbing a hold of the outer blade of the foot. Opening up the chest, not pulling it in, and we're not pushing it back. We're just opening as is. One more deep inhale. And on the exhale, release, sit back, sole of the foot comes to the mat. Inhale, top of the head long. On the exhale, curl the right toe under, lift the right knee off, send it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look up at the hands, bend the knees, float or walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, full forward fold, root to rise, drive through the heels to bring it up. Look up at the hands, gentle back bend, and on the exhale, we're going right into it. Swan dive forward, head hangs heavy. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, full forward fold. Bend the knees so much so that we can step it back into a plank. Inhale, top of the head forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. And on the exhale, down dog or push up to a downward facing dog. Settle into this downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling out the heels right and left if needed. Inhale, left toes to the sky. On the exhale, stack the hips open. Inhale, bend at the knee. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale to bend. Exhale to lengthen. One more time. Inhale, bend. Exhale to lengthen. Inhale, square off the hips. On the exhale, bring the foot in between the hands. We're in that lunge. Bring the hands to the inside of the right foot, and we're opening up into Skandasana. Right arm reaches up. On the inhale, we walk. On the exhale, we open. Inhale to walk it over. Exhale to open. Bring the arch of the right foot in line with that left heel, and then reach this right arm up and over, coming into side angle pose. Drive the left hip open by pressing into that inner thigh, and then opening and expanding at the chest. On the next inhale, press off through this left palm and bring it into warrior two. Sink it. Inhale, reach forward. When we can reach no more, it's right back into side angle. Inhale, bring it up, warrior two. Exhale, bring it down, side angle. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, bring it down, side angle. Inhale, pivot from the foot. Bring the right hand down and walk this left foot over, coming into lizard, but keeping this back knee off of the ground. Start to make small, tiny circles with the hip, and then go the other way. And when you are ready, start to find stillness. Right hip forward, left hip back, and let it melt. Big, deep inhale. On the exhale, bring the left sole of the foot back to the mat and send that left leg back. You're in a plank. Let's flow. Inhale, top of the head forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And on the exhale, if you would like, one push-up, elbows in tight, and then to downward facing dog. Inhale, right toes, reach towards the sky. On the exhale, stack the hips. Inhale, reach the right toes towards the ground, bending the right knee. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen. Once more, inhale, bend. Exhale, lengthen. On the inhale, square off the hips. On the exhale, right foot goes in between both hands. Top of the head reaches forward. We're in a lunge. Sink into that lunge. Bring both hands to the inside of the right foot and open up for that Skandasana. On the inhale, we travel. On the exhale, we open. Inhale to travel. And exhale to open. Press through the right heel to extend the legs slightly, and then make sure that right heel is aligned with the back arch, and then release the left arm up and over, coming into side angle. On the inhale, fire up the obliques, shoot off and up to warrior two. Keep this right hip open by pressing the right knee back. Inhale here. Exhale to warrior two. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, warrior two. Stay strong. Inhale, side angle. Then on the exhale, bring it down. Walk that right foot over to the right side of the mat. Keep this left knee off the ground. Right hip back, left hip forward. And then just melt into this extended version of pigeon. Few rounds of breath here. On the next inhale, bring the right sole of the foot back to the mat and send that right leg back. We're in a plank. Let's flow. Inhale forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog on the inhale. Press through the tops of the feet. Then on the exhale, one push up to downward facing dog. Nice work. Inhale, left toes to the sky. Let's open up the hip and bend at the knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, square off the hips. On the exhale, bring that left foot in between the hands. Coming into a lunge, so square off the hips and sink it a little bit deeper. Reach this right heel towards the mat this time, a little bit more. Nice. We're opening up into that Skandasana, so both hands to the inside of the left foot. Rotate that right foot down and open up into Skandasana. Inhale to walk. Exhale to open. Inhale to walk. And exhale to open. Nice work. Inhale, rotate back to that lunge. And on the exhale, shift it forward until we can come into a nice standing split. Straighten the legs, square off the hips, then reach the right heel up. Engaging the glutes. Gaze is on the ground. On the next inhale, bend at the left knee, tap the inside of the right ankle to the back of the left leg, and then exhale, shoot it back. Standing split. Square off the hips, lift 1 inch higher. Let's do that again. Inhale, bend and tap. Exhale, shoot it off. Once more. Inhale, bend and tap. Exhale, shoot. Square off the hips, lift 1 inch higher. Bring the left hand towards the center of the mat and start to stack the hips open. Stack, stack, stack. You may want to block here. You can even tint the fingertips if needed. Bring the right hand towards the heart. And then if we can, we're releasing the right fingertips towards the sky. Coming into a variation of half moon. Stacking the hips. Big, deep, expansive inhale throughout the rib cage. And on the exhale, release the right hand back down and bring the right toes to the mat this time. Open up, little Kundalini squat. Exhale, right hands to the mat. Step that right leg back. Step the left leg back and let's flow. Inhale, top of the head forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal out those heels right and left. Just one pose at a time, one step at a time. Both heels reach towards the mat. Inhale, right toes to the sky. Open up the hips, stack them. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, square it off, straighten, and bring that right foot to split the hands. You're in that lunge, right hip back, left hip forward, and then sink it even lower. Bring the right hand to the inside of the right foot and come into Skandasana, opening up from the chest, opening up that right inner thigh. On the inhale, we walk. On the exhale, we release. Once more, inhale to walk. Exhale, release. Nice work. All right, let's do the other side. Bring this left hand to the inside of the right foot and just square it off. Right hand to the outside of the right foot. Find that lunge. Start to shift the weight of the body in towards the right foot until we can kick the left leg off and coming into a nice standing split. Square off the hips. That left leg's going to go down and then we'll lift, engaging the glutes. Keep most of the weight in the right heel. You should be able to wiggle those toes. On the inhale, bend at the right knee, tap the inside of the left ankle to the back of the right leg. On the exhale, shoot it up. Inhale to tap. Exhale to strengthen. Hips are square. Inhale to tap. Exhale to strengthen. This time, we're opening up the hips, trying to stack them on top of one another, bringing the right hand towards the center of the mat. Focus your gaze, focus your mind. You can do this. On the inhale, bring the left hand to the heart. And then if we can, we're extending the left arm towards the sky. Find your balance, find that non-moving focal point. Big deep inhale. And on the exhale, left hand goes back to the mat. Release the right toes to the mat. Open up for that little Kundalini squat. Inhale. On the exhale, left hand goes down and send the left leg back, right leg back. We're in a plank. Nice work. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Last vinyasa of the day. And exhale, one push up. The downward facing dog. Really drive the chest towards the quads. Inhale, look up at the hands. And then just walk the feet forward. Hang out right here, grab opposite elbow, opposite hand, little ragdoll pose, left and right. Bring all swing to a complete stop, and then widen the stance if it's not already to mat distance, heels and toes out, external rotation of the hips. Inhale, flat back, and then on the exhale, hinge from the knees and let the glutes just melt towards the mat. Coming into your version of Malasana. Once you find it, so we can be up here or we can be down here, maybe even more. If you're down here, wherever you are, work on opening up the hips. So use those elbows against the inner thighs to open it up. Chest is lifted, and then we let that sacrum melt. So on every inhale, gently press against the inner thighs, and on the exhale, feel the space being created in the spine. Letting the sacrum just melt. Find space, find what works for you, and hold this nice opener as we release. This is exactly what we need right now. On your next inhale, shift the upper body forward, bring the hands to the mat, and then start to hinge it back, coming into that nice forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, full forward fold. Nice work. Bend the knees so much so that you can step the left leg back and then take a quarter turn to the right and then release the right knee down, followed by the left. We're coming into a really deep hip opener now, frog pose. So start to widen the stance by just shifting the knees side to side, side to side. All right, once we find a space where we can't go anymore, inhale, spine is long, and on the exhale, send the hips back. We don't need to go that far. Inhale, wiggle it out. Exhale, send it back. Once you find a place that feels good and we can't go anymore, we don't want any pain, but we feel a good opening and a nice release that our body needs right now, we hold the pose, continue the breath. You can stay right here, or you can bring it down to the forearms. We'll be here for a few more rounds of breath. On the next inhale, bring it back to the hands. Walk this right knee in towards the midline. Left knee in, right knee in, left knee in, right knee in until we're in a tabletop position. Cross at the ankles and send it back. Easy seat. We're coming into cow face legs. So stack the right knee on top of the left. And if they don't stack completely, mine don't. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. Heels go in. Grab a hold of the heels. Right hip down. If that right hip is lifted, release it back down. That's okay. Inhale, spine long. And on the exhale, pull yourself in. Let's really start to make the connection to what we're feeling. A nice openness in the right glute, the right hip. Find what your body needs and hold. We'll be here for a few rounds of breath. On the next inhale, ripple the spine back up to a neutral position. Release the right knee, and let's go to the other side. Left knee is trying to stack on the left. Mine does not look perfect. Being perfect, that's not what yoga's about. All right, it's practice. Heels go in. This left hip is off the ground. Send it back to the mat. One side's gonna be tighter than the other, probably. Inhale, spine long. On the exhale, pull yourself in. Once your body finds what it needs, hold. Mine isn't pretty, but it is exactly what my body is craving. And you may feel it on both sides of the hips now. On one side, I was only feeling it on the right. Now I'm feeling it on the left and the right, because my body is super tight. Give a little yin to your yang with this nice, gentle hip opener. On the next inhale, everyone comes back to a neutral spine. Swing the legs around. Grab a hold of the backs of the hamstrings. Draw that deep belly button up and in on the exhale and roll down one vertebrae at a time, dragging the heels with you. Bringing the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself big circles and then reverse those circles. All right, hug the knees in towards the chest. Hold this hug, not the breath, but everything else. Squeeze everything in your body, from the head to the limbs, to the core, to the glutes, to the toes. Squeeze it all as hard as you possibly can. One big deep inhale as you squeeze even more. And then on the exhale, release it all. Let the legs fall off to the side. Arms coming overhead or to the side, or whatever your body is craving, as you find your final resting pose, your Savasana. Let the mind go and let everything just follow with it. You're welcome to stay in this pose for as long as you would like, but when you're ready, let's take some small steps to waken up the body by wiggling the fingers and wiggling the toes. Let the eyes stay soft, and when you're ready, just rotate onto your most comfortable side, pausing there for a round of breath. Our next step, we're going to use the outside hand to gently guide yourself up to a nice, easy seat, keeping the eyes still soft. Come to that nice, easy seat. Next step, find a neutral pelvis. Hands lay softly on the knees. Release the shoulders down and away from the ears. Spine grows long. On your next inhale, fill up the entire rib cage as you take a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and on the exhale, let's match it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do that again. Inhale, expanding at the rib cage for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me. and taking these small steps that we may need to just be. My name is Laurie, and the light in me honors the light within each and every one of you. Namaste.